Good morning, everyone. Students, we have started chapter number 4, planning, and in the previous lecture, we have discussed the features of planning. Today, we are going to start importance or significance of planning. Well, the first point of importance is planning provides direction. Planning, we always do the planning for the future, and we plan the future course of action. So this provides the right direction to the employees. Okay, and when employees are doing the efforts, and if they do in the right direction, so that's fruitful for the business. They are doing the efforts, but their direction is not decided, right? So efforts will be useless. So better they decide the thing well in advance, they make the plan, and then they do the efforts on that. So that will be good for the concern. So here it is telling, by stating in advance how work has to be done, planning provides direction for action. Employees know in advance in which direction they have to work. This leads to unity of direction. So unity of direction, this principle has been followed in this. If there is no planning, employees would be working in different directions and organization would not be able to achieve its desired goal. That is very, very clear. That is what we have talked. If the efforts are in the wrong direction, so that won't be useful for the business. Well, a second importance, it's given, planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Organizations have to face many kind of uncertainty and unexpected situations every day they are facing. So planning helps the manager to face the uncertainty, because planners try to foresee the future by making some assumptions regarding future, keeping in mind with the help of the past experience. Students, we have so many past experience, so whenever we plan for the future, we keep the past as our base and we plan for the things, and in future, in past also we have faced certain kind of situations. So when we already plan for the future, so of course uncertainty is there, but that reduces the risk to an extent of those uncertainty, because we have kept all kind of risk in the mind, right? If we face this kind of risk, then what to do, and if this happens, then what to do, and if this plan fails, what is the another plan? So all these things are planned well in advance, so that reduces the risk of uncertainty, right? Now next we are talking, planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Students, what happens sometimes when we don't plan the thing, right? Randomly we are doing some work. So the work is done by employees, and more than one employee is doing the same work, right? And a repetition of the work is done even by a single employee. So that is quite wastage of the time and resources. So planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. When the things are already planned, this person has to do this much and this person will be doing that work. Everything, all the plan, all the actions, course of actions has been decided already. So the right people will be doing the right work. So this reduces the overlapping and wasteful activities of the concern. So let's see how they are explaining. The organizational plan are made keeping in mind the requirements of all the departments. The departmental plan are derived from main organizational plan, right? The main objective organization's plan is there, and rest of the plans we are deriving from the. As a result, there will be coordination in different departments. On the other hand, if the managers, non-managers and all employees are following course of action according to the plan, then there will be integration in the activities. Now, plans ensure clarity of thoughts and action, and work can be carried out smoothly, right, students? When the things are already decided by the managers or by the planners, so we know that what person has to do what, right? So no overlapping and no wasteful activities will be there in the concern. Next importance we have, planning promotes innovative ideas. This is an intellectual process, fine. One uses mind, always busy in finding out the plans, policies, how to do this work, how to get it done, so and so, and which kind of strategies, these kind of things, fine. So planning requires high thinking and it's an intellectual process. So there is a great scope of finding better ideas, innovative ideas and better ideas, one after one they are just finding out. So better methods and procedures to perform a particular job. Planning processes focus process forces managers to think differently and assume the future conditions. So it makes the managers innovative and creative, right? See, they have to think, they have to keep all the aspects in the mind while planning. So they have to be best in their work. They have to plan the alternates also. If this planning fails, then what, right? So and it's telling the better method. Always they are in search of the better methods, right? So we can say planning promotes innovative ideas. The managers, they have one or more innovative ideas. Next is planning facilitates decision making. Well, planning helps the manager to take various decisions. As the planning goals are set in advance and predictions are made for future, these predictions and goals help the manager to take fast decisions. It's telling planning facilitates decision making. See, when we have only one thing, there is no need to plan. We know that we have to do this way. When we have the options, so we have to decide. We have to choose the best alternate among the available one, right? So always the managers, they have to decide. They have to take decision. So this facilitates decision making power of the managers, you can say. So planning facilitates decision making because managers, they always involve in deciding something, right? Next we have planning establishes standard for controlling. Now, standard for controlling. Controlling means comparison between the planned things and the actual things. So we have to find out the variations. You know, if you plan ki 100 kg production you are expecting, you have planned for the 100 kg, but when you measure the actual production, that is 70 kg only, right? So we can decide and we can see that the standard one which you have planned, that was 100 and the real one is 70. So why this variation, 30 kgs variation, where is this? So you just try to find out that and you try to remove this variation. You control the things, you control the activities, right? You find out the fault and then you control. Okay, so planning establishes standards for controlling. So how do you decide the standards? Through the planning only, and this is based on the past datas only, right? No planning can be done without base. We need some base, we need some data, we need the past background, everything we take, and we decide the future accordingly. We make our plans in the future on the basis of the past data, right? And then we decide the standards for the future, either your production or anything else. And then you find out the actual one, and if any variation comes, you try to find out and you control that. So we can say easily planning establishes a standard for controlling, right? So I just go through it once for you. Controlling means comparison between plan and actual output, and if there is variation between both them, find out the reason for such deviations and taking measures to match the actual output with the planned. But in case there is no planned output, then controlling manager will have no base to compare whether the actual output is inadequate or no, right students? If you didn't plan, so you don't have idea either this output is accurate or it's less or more, right? When you didn't decide about the 100, so you got 70 output, so you are satisfied with that only. Okay, and if you would have decided well in advance that this should be the standard production, so you can find out the variation. Okay, now I think almost they have taken the same example. For example, if the plan output for a week is 100 units and the actual output produced by employees 80 units, then the controlling manager must take measures to bring the 80 unit production up to 100 units. But if the planned output that's 100 unit is not given by the planner, then finding out whether 80 unit production is sufficient or not will be difficult to know, right? So the base for comparison and controlling is given by planning function only. All right, students, I think it's very, very clear. So here we have discussed all the importance, or you can say significance of planning. Otherwise also you can take example of your daily life. If you plan something, so easily you can find out what is right and what is wrong, and easily without wasting the time you can go ahead for certain things. And if you don't plan, then the things goes in a hodgepodge way. Well, next topic we are going to discuss, that is limitations of planning. And we have discussed that pros and cons, always you find that. So we have certain drawbacks of this this planning also. The first one, and here we have divided in internal limitation and external. So today we are taking internal limitation of planning. Internal means this is affecting on your concern and all. So planning leads to rigidity. Well, if we have plan, right, and we have decided that everyone has to move according to the plan, just give it a thought. So everyone has to follow this plan. Everyone will be following this path which has been decided by the managers. And if it needs, we know that situation changes, circumstances changes sometime, and one should use the mind while doing the work. If any situation come across, so we must decide or we must do the work accordingly. But here we are not free to do that, because strictly one has to follow the plans. So plans leads to rigidity. One becomes rigid, means no flexibility is there according to the situation. So I just read it for you. Once plans are made to decide the future course of action, the manager may not be in a position to change them. Following pre-decided plan when circumstances are changed may not bring positive results for organization. Right, students? When the situation changes, so the plans which you have made for the betterment of the business, that may not give you the right results. Okay, so this kind of rigidity in plan may create difficulty. Okay, so this is one of the limitation. Well, next we have planning may not work in dynamic environment. Students, dynamic environment we have studied, do you remember? Means our environment, dynamic environment. Changing, environment is changing, right? Time to time it is changing. Economic environment is there, technical is there, political is there, right? So so many changes are taking place. So our environment is dynamic. So planning may not work in dynamic environment. This is related to the previous one. When the situations have changed, you have plan in this situation, and the live example we can see the present situation. And this due to this pandemic, due to COVID-19, everything has totally changed. All the business organizations and non-business organizations, even you people and me, we have planned something else, but everyone's planning is at one side, and we have to work in the different direction, right? We have never thought that we will be teaching and you will be learning online, but we are doing that. Okay, so planning may not work in dynamic environment. So if your plans are rigid, you have made one plan and certain changes have taken place, so that plan at least won't work, na? The plan which you have formulated once, so that is not going to work in the change environment. For that you have to plan something else. Okay, so I'm reading it for you. Business environment is very dynamic, as there are continuously changes taking place in economic, political, legal environment. It becomes very difficult to forecast these future changes. Plans may fail if the changes are very frequent. Understood, students? If the changes are very, very frequent, means one after one the changes are taking place, so your planning won't work. The environment consists of number of segments, and it becomes very difficult for a manager to assess future changes in the environment. Example they have taken: there may be change in economic policy, change in fashion and trend, or change in competitors' policy. A manager can't foresee these changes accurately, and plan may fail if many such changes take place in environment. If single change is there, so one can do a little bit changes in the planning. If frequently changing are taking place, the fashion trend has changed, right? The technology has changed, political changes are there, so in these kind of situation your planning will be failed which you have planned, right? So if you plan well in advance for something, so in the dynamic environment your pre-planned things doesn't work. So this is also one of the limitations. Sometimes this happens. Well, next, it reduces creativity. Well, students, when you plan the thing, this is one or more the same thing. When you plan the thing, so everyone has to move according to the plan, fine. But I have just imposed the plan. Students, you have to work, you have to move according to this plan. But maybe you have the better idea, better option you have, and you can do that work in the better way. Fine, but you are not free to do that. So this happens most of the time. Managers, they formulate a plan, but sometimes employees, they have the better option, better plan. According to the change situation, they have the better planning, but they can't apply that. So that reduces the creativity. The different people are having the different quality. If one is more creative, can do the work in the better way, but the person is not free to do that. Okay, so your planning reduces creativity. Let's see how they are defining. With the planning, the managers of the organization start working rigidly, and they become the blind followers of the plan only. The managers don't take any initiative to make changes in the plan according to the changes prevailing in the business environment. Right, students? So they are not going to do any changes. The managers don't take any initiative to make the changes, because they have the plan and they have to move according to the plan which is given by the top level management. Fine. And they stop giving suggestions and new ideas to bring improvement in working, because the guidelines for working are given by the planning only, right? So they have already guidelines, they have to move according to the guidelines. So they have stopped giving the ideas, new innovative ideas, new planning which they have in their mind. So that demotivates the innovative ideas. Next limitation we have: planning involves huge cost. Students, planning is always done on the basis of some facts and figures. We have some facts and figure that we take out from the research and development. Fine, we have the research and development center, and it needs some cost. Okay, we have to spend a lot on that. And when you plan the thing, you need managers, you need intellectual people, their higher salaries, so and so you have to give. So it's not that keep planning, you are just sitting idle and you have just planned certain things. You need a lot of resources for doing the accurate planning in the right direction. If you want to plan something, so it needs some cost. So this is also one of the drawback, that planning involves huge cost. So let's see how they are defining. Planning process involves lot of cost because it is an intellectual process, and companies need to hire the professional experts to carry on this process. Along with the salary of these experts, the company has to spend a lot of time and money to collect accurate facts and figures. Right, students? That is what we have done. So it's cost consuming process. And if the benefits of planning are not more than its cost, then it should not be carried on. Students, it's telling that you have spent some cost. Fine, you have spent some amount for planning. Okay, and now after planning, you are deriving some benefits from the planning. So we have to compare. This is the cost of planning and these are the benefits of the planning. If the cost is more, right, and your benefits are less, ultimately we are doing for the profit. Okay, if your cost of planning is more and the benefit of planning is less, then what is the need to spend this money on the planning? Fine. So that is what he's telling. If the benefits of planning are not more than its cost, then it should not be carried on, then it should not be there. There is no use of the planning. You are doing the planning, you are spending money, but you are not getting the benefit, so it's useless. Okay, next we have, it's time consuming process. Again and again we are talking. So it's time consuming process. It's of course consuming time. Managers, it needs cost, it needs time, they have to devote the time, and it's not decided within 1 minute. I've told you here, research we have to do, and this takes time, right? Research takes time, and then on the basis of research we got some facts and figures, and then we decide something. Okay, so it is time consuming process, one of the limitation. And it's telling planning process is a time consuming process because it takes long time to evaluate the alternatives and select the best one. Okay, a lot of time is needed in developing planning premises. So because of this, the action gets delayed, and whenever there is a need for prompt and immediate decision, then we have to avoid planning. Students, if you could not take right decision at the right time, there is no use of that decision. Planning, Planning is required right now, but you are still busy in planning. You could not decide the things. You could not plan it right in time. So there is no use of that planning, If you are consuming a lot of time in the planning and, the situation is going from hand, the time is passing, so it is useless. It's not fruitful, okay? So this is also one of the limitation. It's time consuming process. Next we have, next and last limitation, it's telling planning doesn't give guarantee success. Sometimes managers have false sense of security that plans have worked successfully in past, so these will be working in future also. There is a tendency in managers to rely on pre-tested plan. This happens. Managers sometimes they come under the false illusion कि these the success which we have achieved, that is because of the plans which we have followed, right? But sometimes it is not true. The success is because of hard work of the employees, hard work of rest of the people, okay, and certain other economical conditions, environmental conditions, you got the success, but you are giving the credit of the success to your planning. But always this is not true, okay? So, and you are following, because you are under the false illusion that your plannings were very good and you are following the same plan, right? Less or more you are following the same plan, but this planning didn't provide you the success. So now also these plannings won't provide you the success. So planning doesn't give guarantee of success, okay? So here it is telling there is a tendency in manager to rely on predestined plans. It's not true that if a plan has worked successfully in past, it will bring success in future also, as there are so many unknown facts which may lead to failure of plan in future. And that is also true. Maybe your plan was absolutely correct in the past, right? One thing ki maybe due to another factor you got the success, your planning was not right. And another thing, maybe your planning was right, but that planning has worked in that situation, in that environment. But now environment has changed, situation have changed, and the time has changed, okay? So according to changed environment, we must change our planning. But if you are following that planning only, ki we got success in that planning, so we are adopting the same one, so that won't work, right? So planning only provides a base for analyzing future, and it's not a solution for future course of action. So this is must, that you must change your plans and policies time to time according to the change environment, right students? So these were the limitations. I hope you understood that, but finally by the time you won't study yourself, you won't go through it yourself, you won't try to understand it yourself, you are not going to understand it, okay? So please do efforts yourself. Listen the video and just go through these topics properly once or twice with full concentration, then the points will be clear to you. Prepare your notes, and the most important thing is keep learning, students. And in 11th standard you have seen, if you don't do your homework on the daily basis, means learning work, if you don't do, so that creates a problem and the things will be mashed up, these will be mixed up, right? So please, it's my request, keep learning on the daily basis. Thank you, students.